Welcome to the 20th episode spectacular!
We did it. We made it.
Of the Redeemables podcast. This, of course, is the podcast where we discuss movies that scored 50 or under on Metacritic, and we decide whether to redeem them or whether to nail them to the cross. I'm here with the left side, Kenny, and the strong side, Duff.
Left side.
Strong side!
Left side.
Strong side!
Left side.
Strong side!
Ah, goosebumps already.
On this episode, we're discussing a movie we had zero input in choosing. The people decided by using the normal democratic process of a knockout-style tournament on Facebook, which is, I believe, how elections should be done.
Yeah.
And after, what was it, a couple of weeks of voting and
14 days.
14
2
days,
weeks.
which is 2 weeks by my maths.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone that stayed with us that whole time. There was a lot of people that voted in every single one.
You know who
Appreciate
you are, and we love you.
Got a
Shout out.
A few extra top fans.
Great.
Yeah, we did. We got
That's cool.
Lots of interaction. We genuinely appreciate it.
I never really check that sort of stuff like Facebook or whatever very often, but I was just so invested the whole 2 weeks. Every time I stopped still from doing something, work or whatever, I just quickly check Facebook, see who's voting for what.
Yeah.
It was very exciting.
I would consider
Loved
it a success, and thank you to the people. Yeah.
Yep.
The last film left standing after all of that was the year 2000's Remember the Titans.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. Get up, boy! Get up! Get up! Get up!
You're still weak on the left side.
We're not weak on the left side.
It's not the problem.
What is the problem?
I don't need you up on my face all the time.
I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other.
I want you to tell me something about one of your teammates.
I'm rooming with Blue, sir. He wears those leopard-spotted underwears, bikini style, sir.
Okay, maybe somebody who's not your roommate. Each one of you will spend time every day with a different teammate.
Does the term cruel and unusual punishment mean anything to you?
If you lose a game, they'll fire you. One game, just like that.
Brother, don't you know me and your mama went out on the town last night. What did you say? What happened to you?
Man, I just gave your mama a piggyback ride, and she weighs twice as much as I do.
What's going on?
We wanted to let you know we was going to warm up a little different tonight.
We are the Titans, mighty Titans. Listen, baby. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low.
We're going to let these people know who's going to win state, right?
Right.
Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods.
We're gonna change the way we run.
They ruled their universe with absolute power.
We're gonna change the way we block.
For that football field out there tonight, that's our universe.
We're gonna change the way we win.
You don't let anything, nothing, come between us.
We are changed.
Wow, 2000.
Yep.
Good choice, people.
Yeah.
Turn of the millennium, that was.
At least fucking Super Mario Brothers didn't get in there. Torture us watching that shit.
Are we going to do that? Are we going to slag out everyone that voted for Super Mario? Is it time or?
No.
Are we allowed to?
I feel like everyone who hated us voted for Super Mario. Oh, fuck y'all, watch that shit.
I honestly wouldn't have been that.
Luigi, fuck off.
Doesn't Chris Pratt voice Mario in that? Is that the right one?
That's a new one.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure that I've ever seen it.
I've definitely
There's a
watched
shock.
it.
Oh, it's
but,
got John Leguizamo in it. I'm not going to watch. I'm
when's
not
it-
going to not watch it.
Was it early 90s?
Oh,
95 or something like that, I think it was.
Yeah.
I remember nothing about it, so if that got in, I was like, I never remember nothing. I'll watch a movie I can't remember, so it'd be
did you
fine.
have a favourite you really wanted to?
Oh, I wanted Den of Thieves, man.
Yeah, true.
I'm a den head.
I think I wanted Evolution only because I haven't seen it in a while and I wanted to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
it again.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It's a shame that we'll never be able
I'm
to do
with
those
Evolution.
movies by the laws of the podcast from
Oh,
now
they're
on.
done?
Oh,
Yeah.
forever. Yeah, burn them. Burn
What about all my other den heads out
Get up
there?
in the fucking attic and burn them.
There's a lot of us.
Yeah,
man.
I had about 2 or 3
We're
on
a
my
movement.
list from that shit.
Actually, there was some really good choices, but we've got some discerning listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So-
good.
Just thank you for voting.
It was
Thank you very
fun.
much.
Yeah, thanks for being
Just
part of it. It was
Thank you
awesome.
for being you.
Yeah, we'll do it again. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, depending on whether anyone listens to this episode, I guess.
That's the least of our concerns, as it always has been.
Yeah, true. Very true.
We are here entertaining ourselves. If you want to come along, whatever. Yeah. So remember the Titans.
Yep.
Should we
Tell
talk
me
about
about
that
it.
movie?
Yeah, tell
Okay.
me about it.
It was directed by Boaz Yankin.
Cool. I like that
Is that
name.
right? Yeah.
That's a great name.
That is
Boaz.
a killer name.
Boaz, like B-O-A-Z.
Yep. B-O-A-Z.
Wicked.
Yep. Good name.
Put that on the baby name book at home. When we have our sixth
was-
child.
Boaz, away from the plasma.
Just bloody bragging about his potency over here. Good on you. Starring, and it's a list, but obviously top of the list in writ large is Denzel. Washington.
Yeah.
Denzel.
I could have just said.
Is it a Denzel movie?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a Denzel
yeah.
sports movie.
All right.
Yeah. It's a Denzel movie all through.
I'm going to argue that it's a Will Patton movie, but you go.
Okay.
You go with the
Wow.
names.
He's fucking swerving already.
You're going to shit me this pod. I can sense it.
He's a
You're
zagger.
going to shit me.
He's a fucking zagger from
You know
way
why? Because he still remembers Fat Denzel from bloody Little.
Hey, I thought we all agreed we were never going to mention Fat Denzel again, but
Yeah, we didn't.
Who else we got? Give me that cast.
Will Patton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wood Harris, Ryan Hurst, Donald Faison.
Faison!
I
Love
sounded
him.
like he was French, but he's probably
Scrubs.
not. Hayden Panettiere.
Panettiere.
Yeah.
Intergalactic.
You disagree?
planetary.
Yeah, you're right. You're,
It's
you're the
Panettiere.
linguist.
It's Panettiere.
Panettiere, it is. You know. I'm just pause for effect.
Yep.
Ethan Suplee.
You! Friend of the pod!
Yeah.
Welcome.
Pause for effect again. Ryan Gosling.
I forgot he was in it.
Same.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not.
Straight from the
Man,
Mickey Mouse Club to this, I think.
He
he
looks
was.
young as shit.
Looks very
Did you say
young.
Kip Pardue?
Kip Pardue, yeah.
Yep.
I love Kip Pardue.
Yeah, he's
Kip Pardue.
Sunshine, isn't he?
Yeah,
Which one's Wood Harris?
Wood Harris is Big Julius.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He crafted a little career. I'm sure we'll get
did.
to that.
He was in The Wire, baby.
Yeah.
We might not. Spoiler alert, we're not. And Kate Bosworth was in there as well.
She was.
She bothers me.
Yeah.
She always has.
As an actress or just in this?
Oh, just from ever since Homefront, I can't stand her.
I think
Right.
every time Kate Bosworth gets mentioned, which I think is about the fourth time.
I can't stand her.
Yeah, there's always like, yeah.
Fuck
You're Kate. You hate Kate Hudson, BJ.
I'm not a big Kate
Yeah,
Hudson
and
guy.
you hate
Yeah.
Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
And I like them both.
Yeah.
I don't mind them.
Nah,
Really?
but one of them was in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton and one of them wasn't.
I would love to see a Kate Hudson and Bosworth.
Bosworth,
Yes,
yeah.
the Kates. I'd love to see a Kate Renaissance.
I
think
thought you were going to say fight to the death. I was like,
Nah.
death match. That's sweet.
I think Hudson wins that.
Fight to the death?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
She
yeah.
probably would, yeah.
She's sinewy.
Yeah.
She's got that sinewy.
Sinewy
muscle. Yeah. Remember the Titans is a 2000 American bibliographical sports film produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, directed by Boaz Yakin. The screenplay is by Gregory Allen Howard and is based on the true story of Coach Herman Boone, portrayed by Denzel Washington, and his attempt to integrate T.C. Williams High School and their football team in Alexandria, Virginia in 1971.
Perfect. Move on.
Yep.
That was great.
That's everything you
Yeah,
need to
that's
know,
great.
right?
Yep.
I even
Absolutely
skipped a couple of
perfect.
bits because I was like, no, I don't care about that. On the poster, history is written by the winners. I was underwhelmed.
Yeah. Is it? Is history
Oh,
written?
traditionally it is.
History's written by the winners, yeah, I
Oh,
suppose.
I guess the losers have some say in it, but no one
Yeah.
cares what the fuck they've got to
Yeah.
say.
Have you heard of World War II? Or?
What about
Have the Germans? So that's,
Yeah,
that's the
true.
real question.
you
I
bring
have.
them together
I was on the winning side, Ken.
when the world didn't want them to be together? I'm
Is
just
that what
gonna-
yours is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready? This noise? This is me breaking my own neck.
Yeah, that
So,
was, yeah.
Enough crickets.
Yeah, I still think history is written by the winners is better than that.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
It's probably the worst suggestion I've ever
Was that
made.
the only one they had for it?
That's the only one on the poster. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Metacritic wise, it's scored 48.
Mm.
So it's
not
snuck
bad.
in.
Not
We've had a
bad.
few 48s, haven't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
It seems to be a bit of a sweet spot for us. User score wise, 81.
I
Yeah.
thought it might be one
Yeah.
of those ones.
This has really, really built momentum over the years as
Yeah,
well.
it has.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I was actually, I've always known it to be like a really popular movie amongst me and my friends, us, for example.
Oh, I'm so glad you included us for a
But
moment.
I wasn't sure whether that was because it's like a sports movie and we all get into our sports and it has Denzel. I didn't know whether it was like a really accessible film for everyone, but it seems it is.
Yeah, it really is.
Like how many people voted for this?
Yeah.
Over the 2 or 3 times it was up.
Yeah.
It was just like bang,
Just knocking
Yeah.
them
Just
down.
took off.
It won.
From all sorts of demographics.
Yeah. And then, like, when you Google it, there's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot. Like, people are still talking about it to this day. And because it, obviously, not that long ago, had its 20th anniversary.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of
Year
course.
2000 plus 20. Yeah, it did. And then, it was very celebrated 20th anniversary. So people were saying how well it's held
Was
up.
it?
So
Did they release a new Blu-ray with a lenticular cover?
you tell me. Ken. That's your wheelhouse, mate.
Don't know.
I don't know.
Hope so.
I'll check the salvos for it.
It was nice to find it on Disney, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Disney.
Because I sort of thought, I don't think I've seen
It's
this
Disney.
floating around on Netflix or Stan or anything. I forgot it was a Disney movie.
A very Disney movie.
This is
I was
got the
reminded
gems.
it was a Disney movie after watching it
Oh,
again.
yeah.
but I
Yeah.
forgot it was a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much a Disney production, and I've got a little tiny bit on that later.
you do.
Yeah. Budget-wise, 30 mil.
Yeah, that's well spent.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes its money.
Yeah.
What
I
do you
guess it wouldn't be an overly expensive movie to make. There's not a lot of
There's a lot of underage actors that don't cost much.
true. Plus, there's no big sets really. The biggest one's kind of the football fields.
Yeah.
But you've only got maybe 200 extras on one
Go
side.
to any high
like-
school and
Yeah.
They literally did film it at a high school.
Yeah,
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
That's easy. Apparently,
Yeah,
the
maybe
students in
30.
the background.
Maybe 30 mil was probably just for the cast.
Denzel
Will
would have
Patton
got-
would have.
yeah.
Will Patton would have got some money.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
coming
Will
off the
Patton's a
back
guy.
of
Yeah.
Armageddon and
Yeah, as I sort of, we'll discuss a little bit when we get into the cast as well. They really caught a lot of these younger actors
Oh,
on the rise.
the up,
baby.
up.
It's one of those movies, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about it before. About we've name dropped a couple of movies where they seemed to stumble into this all star cast.
Yeah.
Before they were all stars.
Yeah.
And they nailed this one.
This is
for
one
sure.
of them.
Yeah. So you're going to give me a GBO prediction, gentlemen?
Yep, I'd love to.
What do you got, Kenny?
I reckon would have gone well, and Disney know how to fucking market
Oh
something.
yeah.
I'll go a hunch. I'll give it a hunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I reckon
blockbuster.
it's blockbuster. I'll go
Yeah.
100, 130, 140.
136 stuff.
Shit, there you go. It was a blocky.
No applause.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, fun.
So yeah, no, it did really, really well. As we said, I mean, yeah, Disney. I mean, despite the shitty poster,
Is
Yeah,
it shitty?
yeah.
there's
Well,
a
the
picture of
studio
Denzel
tagline.
looking up.
Yeah,
And
look
then
into
some
his
silhouettes
eyes.
of some football players, and it says history is written by the winners.
He's the Titan.
Sounds
bro.
boring.
Surprised anyone watched it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
Yeah, I suppose you put Denzel's face on it. You're gonna there's 80 mil.
yeah.
And deservedly so.
And sports movies, tradition like that was a time for sports movies.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a real sweet
Yeah.
spot for sports.
They're
movies.
afraid to make them now.
Are
Like
they?
the only way, yeah.
Moneyball. Oh yeah, that's pretty old.
Yeah, they don't. The ones they make now are like, back in the day we'd call them straight to DVD, but they're like straight to streaming services. It's funny because when I watched this on Disney, it came up with like 3 movies afterwards that it recommended.
Yeah.
And they were football movies from the last like few years. Never heard of them.
Yeah, same.
And don't know any of the cast, and
Yeah.
they just look like those kind of like, well, as I said, straight to streaming.
Yeah.
Like little time filler
And
movies.
most of them will say similar to this, based on a true story. So they've tried to mine that vein of true stories,
Yeah,
true
yeah,
inspirational
yeah.
stories,
Yeah.
but they've already been done well.
Yeah.
Which we may even discuss a little bit later.
Maybe this is interesting thought, I think. My thoughts are
You've
interesting.
built it up, so it better be.
Better be
Was
interesting.
this the...
Boring.
This might have been one of the last, like, big blockbuster sports movies.
Oh no way.
2000.
Yeah, when was Coach Carter?
Oh shit! You fucking
Yeah.
question.
It'll be around there.
Like Moneyball was huge.
Moneyball was.
Yeah, but that
Massive
that is a
sport.
sports movie, but it's not playing sport as much, is it, in that? Like, it's more the politics of sport.
Yeah, I guess
Same with,
so.
like, Draft Day. It's more like that.
I love Draft Day.
Coach
You
Carter.
got Gridiron Gang, but... We
don't know.
Are Marshals after that, I think.
Yeah,
We
we
Are
are Marshals after this.
Yeah.
Why have I got IMDb open and still can't tell you what year it was
No,
released?
it doesn't matter.
2005 for Coach Carter.
Okay. So maybe this was the era where there was a few. Like, I reckon We Are Marshall was around then.
Blindside
Coach
won
Carter.
a couple of bloody Oscars, didn't it?
Blindside was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it's just the last decade then.
Maybe it's just your memory.
Yeah,
Could be my memory.
Yeah.
I haven't said, all right, name a good sports movie in the last decade.
Fucking hell.
Well, I'm just putting you on the spot.
I've said Moneyball.
Yeah, I actually think Moneyball is
Yeah,
probably
okay,
one of the
Moneyball.
best sports movies
Yeah.
ever made.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one.
you said name one.
Forget it.
Fuck hell.
Forget it. It wasn't an interesting thought in the end.
Yeah.
It was
Hated
dumb.
it.
It was a dumb thought. I'll
Reviews? Should we just do reviews?
Keep to myself. Go with the reviews, yeah. Save me.
So I got some reviews for you guys. Peter Brunette from film.com. Oddly enough, he's a blonde. Really ironic.
You like I was drinking, I was going to say the same damn thing.
Simplistic and non-controversial, and thus virtually guaranteed commercial success.
Yep. Agree.
30.
I disagree with the number, but I agree that it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking Disney, mate.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
were you expecting? Gritty.
It's pretty gritty.
Yeah. So Film.com. Also, Film.com in 2000. He was ahead of the curve.
Shit, he was, yeah.
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 Oh, that was dial-up. That's why no one read your review.
That's how he got the website film.com, because he was the first guy on the fucking internet.
Robert Wolonsky from the Dallas Observer said, "Its heart is in the right place, but it has no soul." 30.
He's a lying son of a bitch. Sorry.
Wow. Wow, Mrs. Wolonsky Sr.
The movie has no soul.
Yeah.
It's all about soul.
Yeah. I thought it had enough
Actually,
soul.
it's got plenty of
The
soul.
whole soundtrack is soul,
Yeah,
baby.
Well, literally got
Yeah.
soul music in
Yeah.
it.
yeah. So,
Jesus, no
you're
soul.
wrong, Bob Wolonsky. Stephen Hunter from the Washington Bloody Post.
Oh, yeah. They're back.
Honestly.
They're back.
Honestly. Did they like anything?
No.
No. I don't.
Just the worst. So smug and so proud of itself, you can tell that everybody involved conceives of it as a civics lesson instead of a story, that they squeeze all the life out of it.
Man, I just disagree.
10.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen's, I don't know.
That's scathing, isn't it?
He's
It's
just
a
not happy.
scathing review.
I am getting fired up.
Yeah. You know what? I'm never buying the Washington Post again just to teach you. Fuck you.
You get it delivered at the moment.
Yeah, I do. Just to use it. Never mind. Dennis Lim from Village Voice.
Oh, yeah.
He said boorish and flatulent. 10.
So he called it boring fart.
So what I did, believe it or not, I Googled the definition of flatulent because I knew this was going to come up, because I'm like, why do people keep calling things farts?
Yeah.
It also means, quote, inflated or pretentious in speech or writing.
Oh. It's got a double meaning.
It does, yeah. But no one ever cares about that second.
cares
It
about
just
that?
means fart to everyone.
And to be honest, I'm not sure boorish is a word either.
It is a word.
It sounds like one of those made up words that writers use. Like boorish.
Yeah, no one actually says it.
It's
You know,
like when someone's eating a bag of chips and they're, these are so moorish. It's not a fucking word.
So they're the reviews. There was some really good reviews, but there was obviously enough to drag it just below the threshold. A couple of 10s is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's rough.
Yeah,
Man.
I disagree with them. I've got to say, based on a true story, is my jam.
Yeah.
Right?
I love it, no matter what.
Yeah.
Sports, crime, whatever.
Yeah.
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 Do you like biopics?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, yeah, I do.
Not my
I think they've become a bit of a thing of late where they're getting a bit watered down.
Depending on the character, probably the person that it's like.
Yeah.
What's the one? The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Howard Hughes.
Yeah, Howard Hughes. Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
That was good.
I like
Fun
biopics.
story.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I'm not interested.
Really?
Not interested.
Descent into
It's Leo,
Madness.
man.
It's great.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, the Spruce Goose or whatever.
Hate
Or was that The
Goose.
Simpsons?
monorail.
Although, I mean, they're not always great. I watched one for some apparent reason recently, Al Pacino, and he played
Robert De Niro.
Spectre, Ronnie Spectre. Was it Ronnie Spectre?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
not Ron, it wasn't Ron. Phil
Spectre. Yeah, Ronnie was the woman he shot.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Not good.
No.
No, it's just basically Al Pacino shouting a lot. in
Yeah,
a
I
bullied
think
win.
I've seen it. It's from
Yeah.
a few years back.
Yeah, it
She
is,
had
yeah.
a great ass.
That's it. That's the whole movie.
So, there's the two opposite ends of the spectrum right there. So I quite enjoy a based on true story, and I don't really have a problem. We get into this a little bit later as well, I believe. If you just want to, pretty it up a little bit, you want to fancy it, you want to pour some sugar on it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. It has to be entertaining, otherwise I'm not going to fucking watch it.
Yeah, history is written by
Yeah.
the winners, and fucking no one reads it. So you've got to spruce it up a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just dress it up a little bit.
Yeah. So in terms of the actual film, I think I now go in with the first thing I'm looking for is, sorry to use the word, the exposition and how we're going to set it up.
Yeah.
I think it was done pretty well.
Yeah. It was.
It was equally about the the historical, the degree of racial tension as it was the characters, and they had to establish that.
Yeah.
Felt a little heavy-handed in that regard, but it was probably what it was like, right?
Yeah. To a degree,
Yeah,
I think. It
presumably.
probably wasn't. Yeah. It was probably like they would make it more obvious because they're trying to portray this in 40 minutes of the film. So it's got to let's just, they're having the crowds outside the mini mart or whatever it was, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just make it look crazy so they know what the time is like right now. Yeah, they got to do that for a movie, and I'm fine with that.
The bloke that stands up at the town hall and says some racist shit.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they definitely said horribly racist shit like that back then.
With impunity.
Fuck, it's hard to watch some of those bits, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So just as
because you know that shit was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in parts of the world it might still be.
Yeah,
like,
very much. Yeah. It just reminds me of a semi-related tangent and a little personal anecdote for you.
Yeah.
What made me quit doing student films was I had someone email me, I hope they're not listening, email me a script and they said, we think you're perfect for this, right? So what you do is you start flicking through the script, waiting for your character name to come up. Fat 50-year-old neo-Nazi. I was like, which part of this did they fuck? Which part should I be more insulted by?
It's the shaved head and
he
the beard.
fucking looks like a racist. And he looks old.
You could be, and you do look a bit like a racist.
Had a bit of an office bod. I remember exactly. I was like, oh fuck, I'm that guy. And he was rough. He was the kind of guy that stands up at the town hall meeting and says some cringy shit.
Horrible shit.
So thanks for sending me the script. No.
Yeah. So they shoehorned in a lot of the racial tension plot lines.
They had to make it. They had to get the
a
message across really quickly, right?
Didn't have a problem with any of it.
Had to be there to make this incredible that these guys were second in the national championships. Like the first ever, and it's second in national championships. Like shit.
Yeah.
And they had to condense what was probably years worth of progress into an hour and a half for us.
Yes, I think that's what the real story would be. I think it's probably something that was done over like a decade, and they've just done it in one season.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is.
One season.
One magical season.
Undefeated. Yeah. The perfect season.
There's a little bit of that, I think, later on as well. But and I think if you're going to use, we're talking about, suggesting about sports movies before. If you're going to go with a sports movie, I'm not a gridiron guy. Like I follow it.
Well, you called it gridiron just then.
I was not going to call it
That's American football, sir.
Yeah, well, NFL's the league, and technically it's correct. I know about it because I watch a lot of sports shows like Sports Center and Around the Horn and whatnot, so I know a little bit about it, but I don't follow a team or the league or whatever. But if you wanted a vehicle for a movie, it's great because there's some pomp and pantomime around this sport.
Yeah.
And there's passion for it, especially in these small towns like that. Like it's a fucking religion, right?
Yeah.
And it's also a little bit ridiculous.
Don't they get like 100,000 to like a college ball game?
In towns where 3,500 people live.
Yeah. But I think college ball is like as big, and these are amateur athletes. Like they're literally in college.
Yeah.
And it's as big as the NFL, I think, in a lot of parts, or perhaps more passionate.
I'm more passionate. I'd go with
But it's not as big a money spinner. But more passionate.
And I believe it's
make a bit of money, I reckon, like especially with the college basketball and shit.
I'm sure it would, but it's not on NFL or. I'm pretty sure the difference would be about $1 billion a season in turnover. But hey,
and huge stakes for those kids.
Yeah, massive,
and that's part of it as well. They didn't actually really probably dive into that side of it as much as some of the other sports movies.
I'm glad they didn't, because they dived into a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't need it. Injury, I'm dead.
What was that? What was the Aaron Hernandez, the Patriots player that ended up
killing the stabby?
Yeah. Yes, I watched his mini documentary, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
and that showed me way more of the college football stuff. Like I was obviously watching it for the fascinating story of like a guy that's gone crazy essentially, or maybe was the whole time.
Yeah.
But just seeing like when he goes to Florida, and just the hype around college football.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, and then some of your like
the
Alabama, Georgia games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The bowls.
Yeah,
they have all their bowls.
Yeah, heaps of bowls.
They're huge.
Yeah,
and then like even like this is like what 71. It's set. They're packing out stadiums with people that must be coming from all around.
Yeah,
all around the region. Yeah, driving their jalopies in, with the whole family, all the family in the back with no seatbelts on the bench seats. The fucking good old days.
Yeah, very
not
cool.
a phone in sight, just people enjoying themselves.
It's crazy to me. It's high school football, and there's like 6 coaches. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Probably real.
Yeah.
Like I'd say that was a real thing.
And you get home after a win, and the whole street is out there fucking windows applauding you. Like, like, okay,
they're the kings of the town.
Please.
We saw a lot of that in Varsity Blues, didn't we? Where they were literally like the kings of the city. Here's the keys to the city, young man.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
Do as you please. Very cool. Something with the actual football like football scenes. I thought they were pretty good.
I thought they were great.
Yeah, like sports movies can go wrong there really quickly. I'd like to reference a lot of boxing movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like they go real wrong real quickly if the boxing is like two guys just slugging each other in the head for like 10 rounds. It's like, yeah, that's not a boxing match at all. But for the football on this, I thought they did pretty well. I think so. The only problem I'd have with it is the fact that they did it all at night, so it was way easier for them to make it look good.
They're always Friday night games, aren't they?
I
Friday
guess.
night lights.
Yeah, I guess they are.
There's no guessing. They are
always.
No, you're both shaking your head.
They would have games on Saturday.
Fact check me.
Sunday and
Saturday night.
Yeah, the actual real championship game was played at midday on a Saturday.
Yeah,
there you go.
I knew it. I knew that, guys. I was testing your knowledge.
But also they did lots of in tight shots, helped with that as well to get you feel a little like right in the action.
Yeah,
it
was cool.
But
the particular game, the bone crunching game, I like to call it.
Oh yeah,
that was really well done. You felt those hits. The sound was cool in that as well.
I love a football movie that does clotheslines after clotheslines.
Yeah,
and there was a few good clotheslines.
He just loves a good clothesline.
I love a clothesline.
Yeah, so there was a couple of football, like they actually got in advisors.
Yep.
Who knew footy?
Footy. We're going to call it footy. Yeah.
Gridiron. I got mocked for calling it gridiron. I can't get it right, can I? Who knew gridiron? So they got in some advisors, and it's renowned as getting most of that stuff right.
Yeah.
Also, the majority of the extras were either high school stars or semi-pro.
There you go.
Wow.
Did they do? And it's absolutely classic for a film like this, where there's a kind of a big cast of semi-main characters, even though they're extras.
Yeah.
They do a little swap out every now and then with some of those extras.
There
was some faces you get like 3/4 of the way through the movie and there's like a team meeting or whatever. Like say the scene in the gym where there's no coaches and they call everyone in. I'm like, none of these fuckers were at camp.
No, that's right.
I don't recognise any of these
because the other extras are like, I've got to shift at Target. I can't miss my Thursday night.
I actually hate it when they do that in movies.
Really?
Where it's like, it's a team or a squad or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's, I'm familiar with these 20 faces.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the movie, it's like, you weren't there at the start, man.
There's 85 people on a gridiron team, right?
Yeah.
There's fucking a million people on every team, so I didn't memorise all their faces. But
what, probably 40 in a squad, is there? 45?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let us know at home. Didn't look it up.
So yeah, the football was good.
I agree.
Football was great.
Yeah, football was
and
good.
they did a good job of building the tension.
And there was enough of the football.
Yes.
The perfect amount of football.
Agree.
Yeah.
They whizzed through the season pretty quickly. 13 and other stuff mentioned.
You know what?
What did they show? Like 5 games?
They did a fucking montage.
I love a montage.
If a sports movie doesn't have a montage of a winning streak, I ain't watching it.
Yeah.
But this one did.
I'm with you there.
And the more coat hangers in that montage, the better.
Yeah, man. So good.
Yeah. No, the production side of things, they did really well in that regard, I think, as well.
Yep.
I would also, I'm going to open the door for Ken to come bursting through.
I'm ready.
I've written here, Denzel's a great ball buster.
Yeah. Go on.
Ken, good coach or not?
No.
Why
are we ready to do this?
Do it.
You want to do it now?
You bring a whole team together and a little fucking
He brought a whole
was
country
baby
together.
I've got some points to cover off here. This is a bit, so you got to strap yourself in, right?
Yeah, all right.
This is why.
Is Fixes Racism number one or not?
This is my this is my essay on why Coach Boone is not actually a very good coach or leader.
My body.
Are you
is
ready?
My body is ready.
I played a lot of team sports, Ken.
So I've listed. So have I. I've listed his poor / weak moments of leadership / wisdom.
Ooh, shit.
You ready?
Yeah, go.
This is pretty much in chronological order as they appear in the film. The bus scene at the start always makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he humiliates. So was it Gary and Dean?
Yeah. They got to learn.
Wait. He completely humiliates them to the point where he's making them call them daddy in front of their parents as they're about to get on the bus after never meeting them, after knowing that there's already high racial tensions, and he's a black man standing in front of these two white kids, sheltered white kids.
Yeah.
Saying, call me daddy. Who's your daddy?
For 2 weeks, he's going to be their daddy.
It's fuck, man. That's gross humiliation.
I have who's your daddy? Yikes, written right here.
Yeah. Tough love, baby. I love it.
Yep. Okay.
Where's your folks, Gary? Parents, are they here? Where are they?
That's my mother.
That's your mama?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, I want. Take a good look at her. Because once you get on that bus, you ain't got no mama no more. You got your brothers on the team, and you daddy. Now, you know who your daddy is, don't you? Gary, if you want to play on this football team, you answer me when I ask you, who is your daddy? Who's your daddy, Gary? Who's your daddy? You. Uh-huh.
I'll move on.
Who's your daddy, Duff?
Yeah, you know who.
These are little things, right? Some of them. That was a big thing.
No.
That was like bad. That's not a way to start.
Yeah, it's death by 1,000 cuts then.
So Hayden Panettiere, the coach Yost. Coach Yost. It's hard to say. Yeah. Coach Yost's daughter. I forget her name in the film. But it's Hayden Panettiere
Kiddo,
as a child. Kiddo.
Kiddo.
She, in the big sort of dining hall on the last day of the camp, she says to Denzel, you've done a really great job with this training camp. And it was like this kind of turning point because she was obviously a young, sheltered white girl as well. And like it was big for her to, acknowledge that. And he says, why don't you get this little girl some dolls or something?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah. How much wisdom or awareness do you lack that you would say something like that?
He's a coach, Ken, not to parent.
Wait, he's like the guy that's going to break down these stereotypes, right? And what's he done? He's just all in on a gender stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're completely fighting against racial stereotypes, but you're all in on a gender stereotype.
To a young girl.
To a young, impressionable girl who's just looked up at you with, respect, and you've just said you should be playing with dolls.
You've proverbially slapped her in the face in front of the whole... Yep.
Exactly right. That's another, horrible coach moment.
Yep.
First game of the...
He's under a lot of pressure. He has to win every game or he gets fired. Just to let you know that.
First game, and one touchdown is scored.
Yeah.
Coach Boone says to Yost, where all the other players can hear, as he's marching past him, you shape up that defense, they score again, and I'm taking over.
Yeah.
So you're saying that to your right-hand man, your assistant coach that has the respect of at least half the team.
Oh, more than half.
More than half. Yeah. Probably, yeah. And you're going to say that in front of everyone.
That is
leadership 101. Yeah. You never, ever.
I just disagree with that because he...
No, you can't.
In the movie, they've got to form tension between the assistant coach and coach. He has to do that.
This isn't about forming tension. This is me telling you why Coach Boone's not a great leader.
He is a great leader. Unbelievable.
Hey, I'm still going.
He thinks...
I've got more.
From all his things, remember he marched with Martin Luther King. He's done all this stuff. So he...
And did Martin Luther King say, keep up or I'm sending you home?
Yeah,
exactly.
He goes, you got to keep up or...
So I'll
take over.
This is the problem with him as a character, right?
Yeah.
Is his wisdom is so flawed. So he should be this really wise person.
Yeah.
And everything.
And occasionally he is.
That's right. But then there's these things that contradict that throughout the film. As I said, that little one with Hayden Panettiere is such a small thing, but it's massive.
It was jarring, man.
It really was.
Sure,
yeah. So here we go again. There's more.
I hope you bring up how he got that kid into college.
Wait a minute.
What a shit leader.
I'm
getting fired up.
This isn't about why he's good. This is all the little things that make him not a great leader. When the brick came through the window, his first reaction is to run and get a shotgun and walk out the front door. So, hey...
That would be my fucking first reaction.
Wait. Did Martin Luther King Jr., when you were marching with him, literally teach you fucking nothing?
Man, this is based on a true...
You do not fight hate with hate. You don't fight hate with hate.
He's protecting his family, man.
No,
they're throwing bricks through a fucking window where his daughter's in the lounge room. I'm getting a fucking gun too, friend.
You don't fix hate with more hate, man.
What do? Go out there and throw a flower at him?
No, you just shut the doors and lock yourself inside, and then you make it public what happened.
Wait for the motherfuckers to build a brick.
You make a wise speech the next day about how that hate is in their hearts. It's not in mine.
Yeah.
If they would like to come to my house,
be intimidated.
If they'd like to come to my house without bricks, then I'm open to a conversation with them. That's how a wise leader would approach something like that, not getting a shotgun. Here we go. There's more.
Oh, of course there is.
And I know you're going to disagree with this
stuff,
I've
but disagreed on every point.
It's okay. He destroys Petey, right? He breaks Petey down. See, one bit at a time at training, over and over again, he breaks Petey down.
First time he meets him.
And he thinks he is doing it in his head to build this guy's stronger character because he says later on the world isn't going to be forgiving. Yeah, so you got to be.
He didn't fumble the ball in that big play as well. Right. So where did he learn that from, Ken?
He destroys,
from the great leader Denzel Washington. That's who, Coach Boone.
He destroys Petey. And then Coach Yost is the one that takes Petey aside, builds him back up, and actually makes him twice the player that he was.
No.
Off the back of Coach Boone's, maybe unnecessary, over-the-top aggression or whatever it was. Yost says, no, that's not. These are kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're doing, but we've got to remember these are kids having fun playing football.
Yeah.
So he goes and takes Petey, throws him on the defense team, and Petey then becomes a star on the defense team. Whose is the defense team?
Yeah.
Coach Yost.
Still Yost.
And who does Petey crack the shits again and baby off and sook off? Yes, he does. For the defensive team, what does Coach Yost do? Exactly the same Coach Boone did. Tell him, leave him. You're on the bench for the rest of the season.
Actually, he makes a fair point.
He does, but he doesn't.
Oh, he does it in a nice way.
Exactly right.
What the fuck,
exactly
Ken?
Right.
This
he
is
gives him
just
time.
contradictory
No,
shit.
no, it's none of this has been.
I'm fired up, man. I can't even.
All right.
I don't even know what you're saying anymore.
And the last one.
I'm just jacked up, guys. I'm jacked.
And there's heaps more, but I can see Duff's getting a bit worked up.
I picked up on that too.
Yeah. In the state championship game, so the final game of the season, what wins them the game? It's Coach Yost's defense.
Trick play.
Well, that's like the winning points or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's actually the defense that wins the game.
Well,
to the point where... Sorry. It's not Coach Yost's defense. It's Coach Yost's offense that wins the game.
Yeah.
So he goes, I've actually got to play. And then Coach Boone goes and steps back and goes, okay, you do yours. And then they win.
Boone, great leader. Listening to his
what about the other 5 things before that?
It was Coach's Boone's idea for the same players from offense to play defense as well. Same players.
Yeah.
It was Coach Boone that put those players into the defense.
Yeah, that's one thing, but it doesn't take back all the other things he's done. What about the humiliating on the bus? What about the telling the little girl she should go play with dolls? Oh, the little girl go play with dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Go play
Wind
with
back
dolls.
the gender stereotypes.
He didn't say go play with goes, why don't you get this girl a doll or something?
What I'm saying, in summary of all that, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you look at it, how it all played out, I don't think that Coach Boone is actually a great coach.
A great leader,
he's not a great leader.
Yeah.
He's probably a good football coach, but I don't think he's a great leader. He's very flawed. And flawed to the point where that's almost, is it bad writing? I don't think it was, am I the only one picking up on all this?
No, I agree with most of what you have to say.
I feel like it's bad writing.
Some decent counterpoints.
Yeah, definitely.
When he wasn't just
because Ken's only talking about the negatives. He's not saying the positives. Like, bringing that kid to college, make sure they're getting an education, make sure football isn't their career. He did that. Yost is like, it's football.
No, I hear all that, but leaders can't, like a leader like that, particularly when you're in a movie, and you're leading these kids that are going through, like, it's literally integration of races that's never been done before. You can't afford to make slip-ups and mistakes. You have to be incredibly wise and incredibly careful with your words and your approach to every situation. That's what makes a great leader. He is not.
I think he is.
So,
and we'll never agree on that point.
A couple of other, just 2 things that you also, that just to pile on to Ken's point.
Yep.
What kind of, he gives him a speech at the beginning at the bus.
Yep.
If you survive camp.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I'm kind of hoping to survive, Coach.
Yeah, remember Yost says they're not Marines.
Yeah.
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 So I actually do, in my sort of summary of Coach Boone not being a good coach, I do actually say that what he did was integrate the black kids and the white kids. And he did that straight up by making them sit with each other on the bus. Yeah. And then when they get to the camp, you're dorming with someone of the opposite race, essentially. Mm-hmm. That was probably the most pivotal thing that created the brotherhood, and he obviously made that decision, whereas Yost probably would not have done that.
Yeah.
You got to remember, he was made to be a bad guy. He needed to be feared so that team would bond. They'd have a common enemy. Yeah. That whole Gettysburg speech he's talking about that. I'm that enemy. And then all of a sudden they start bonding.
I don't think he was talking about that at the Gettysburg speech at all.
No, he wasn't, but I love that bit.
He definitely wasn't. I
just feel like you're shitting on the move, like shitting on Coach Boone for the sake of shitting on him.
No, absolutely not, man. I've just listed all my good points.
15 minutes saying how shit he is.
Yeah, I've listed all the points of the film.
You've got more points.
I do. No, not at all. It's literally, as I'm watching the film, these things are fucking jarring. Yeah. The bus scene of humiliation. I remember that scene every time. I'm like, fuck, I hate this scene. Why do they paint Coach Boone like this? Why?
What about water makes you weak?
What did you say?
Say we need a water break.
You need a water break. Water is for cowards. Water makes you weak. Water is for washing blood off that uniform, and you don't get no blood on my uniform. Boy, you must be outside your mind.
We are going to do up-downs until Blue is no longer tired and thirsty.
Yeah.
What is for cowards,
bro?
Ben?
Yeah.
What is for cowards?
Yeah.
It's fourth quarter, baby. There's no water coming.
I can. You know what? I can kind of cop the drill sergeant shit because that's what
even
Dust's
that.
talking about.
It's fourth quarter. There's no water. You got to play through this. It's fourth quarter,
There
baby.
is water. The kids got cups on the sideline.
but it's fourth quarter. There's no rest.
That's what
You
Dust's
blitz every
talking-
play.
I get that's what Dust's talking about with they got to fear him, all that sort of shit. I get all that, the drill sergeant shit, but the other stuff there that I've mentioned, like it's just poor decision making.
It's just bad writing.
Yeah,
I think hydration is
I think
always
it
a
is.
good decision, but that's just me.
Because based on a true story, I consider Coach Boone a real man.
Yeah.
And a real person, and he looks exactly like Denzel. And Denzel's one of my favorite actors,
Yeah.
so I'm getting all worked up.
I guess what I have to remember there is
It's a Disney movie.
Well, no, not so much from a movie point of view, but of him as a character, right? He is the coach of a high school team.
Yeah.
So if he, like a coach of an NFL team, is definitely not going to make those mistakes of like just poor decision making. Probably not. I mean, some of them would, but the best ones, like you think of the best AFL coaches, they always know what to say and when to say it. Like you look at Nathan Buckley, and we only ever see him when he fronts the media, but everything that comes out of his mouth is so wise.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's so when he was coach,
It's
of
a
Collingwood,
multi-million-dollar
right?
business. They have publicists, man. It's like a president.
No, but the
get told
journalists
what to
ask
say.
him questions on the spot.
And as
all
soon
that
as they
sort of
go
stuff.
off cuff, like Luke Beveridge went off cuff.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Yeah.
he made mistakes. That's
Exactly.
what Coach Boone did.
Yeah.
And
Just
and
say-
Luke Beveridge got fucking like crucified.
Got
Yeah,
someone fight,
So
yeah.
and he made less of a
Then
mistake
that-
than telling a 9-year-old girl to go and get her dolls.
He didn't tell the 9-year-old. He tells Coach Yost, doesn't she have any dolls or something?
Yeah, to the girl.
Get her out of
After
my...
she compliments him, like
Yeah.
she's extended the olive branch, she was the bigger person in that
She's
moment.
9 years
she's
old.
a fucking 9-year-old.
What is she
girl.
doing at
Yeah.
camp?
Huge mistake.
That was her way of saying, look, I know I slammed the door in your face and all that sort of stuff, but you know what? You're legit. And he's like, shut the fuck up, little girl.
So that
I'm with you on that.
That's
yeah,
fair.
that's my
You know what?
there was just some jarring shit in there.
And look, he did help the integration.
He
and
did.
everything.
He
There's
definitely
also,
did. He definitely did.
What he did
and
in
I
that camp
I
was
liked him
amazing.
most of the time.
Yeah.
He was a likable person.
Yeah.
Because you knew what his agenda was.
Yeah.
I just fuck. He's
And
still
you
so
got to
good.
remember, he's under
I don't know
a
if
lot
it's-
of pressure. He loses one game, he's done.
yeah.
He's fired. He's
Yeah,
moved his
still
whole
no need-
family here.
Still no need to wind the clock back on 100 years of gender equality, but
Are they allowed to vote then? So he moves his whole family there, right?
Yeah.
His whole family. He loses one game, he's done.
Yeah.
Coach Yost is the team. So immediately there's tension between Yost, which proves that point. You get out or I'll take over because your defense isn't working. I need this.
no,
win.
I get that.
You don't.
But you just don't
You're-
say
you're
that
an
in front
elite-
of your players.
You will.
until you coach.
Yeah,
You
it was,
will.
it was
I say
Definitely
undermining.
not.
He has a go at Yost for undermining
If
him,
you're a
and
great,
he does the same
if
thing.
you're a great,
Undermining.
if you're a great leader, you say to Coach Yost, "How can I support you? How can we make this play work? What
I know.
play
Have
you
you
running?"
seen Last Chance You Can? The shit
Yeah.
their coaches say to each other. High school, that's college.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, it doesn't make
in
it
front
right.
of the players. They say whatever it takes.
Yeah, it doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying
But-
it makes
well,
it right.
hey,
I'm
counterpoint.
saying that's how the American
Have you
football
seen-
culture is.
Counterpoint, have you seen
Yeah.
Coach
Oh,
Snoop?
That's not my argument.
What?
Coach Snoop?
Yes, I have.
He's more of a lift you up kind of fella.
Yeah,
He
he's
gets you higher.
Yeah.
My other counterpoint is I believe that race relations in this movie were actually fixed by Ethan Suplee.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, definitely.
But he walks in, he's like, "What's up, fellas?"
Yeah.
Great.
Someone
character
said football and I
interaction.
came running.
Ethan Suplee was just great, man. Just a really great character.
Yeah.
Really well done.
And he did as much to fix the rift in the races.
Yeah, he sits
as-
down at the table and
Yeah.
goes, I don't see color.
Yeah.
I'm a human. I see humans.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's like, yeah, brother. And
He puts up with that fuckhead that's always trying to sing.
yeah.
Oh,
Come
what
on,
was with the singing.
That is annoying, eh? He just puts his arm around you and starts singing at him,
Yeah.
and you're like, man, we're trying to eat our fucking potatoes. Shut the
singing.
That's
fuck
one
up.
of the best scene in the movies when they're on the bus. He starts singing that song. He leans into Julius, and Julius goes, "Shut up." And Bertier goes, "Thank God." And he goes, "You shut up too." I love it. Love it.
Julius was the man.
I really
think-
liked the Julius and Bertier kind of what would you
I
call
think
it? Relationship
dynamic, yeah.
dynamic.
Because it is
Yeah,
a
I thought it was
movie,
really good.
I think they're both basing Julius and Bertier as the team itself. But you can't go into every single player and
Yeah,
try
yeah,
and
for
go
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
So I think
It was
that
well done like that.
relationship was really pivotal to the movie.
Yeah, fair
and
point.
it shows you
It was everything.
how they've come together, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much the whole team coming to it.
Yeah, true.
Based
Yeah,
on that.
they were the leaders of each demographic as well, though, right?
So what you're saying there is Boone didn't actually bring them together at all. It was
Yes, he did.
Julius
They had
and-
a
it was
common
Julius and Bertier. That
That,
did it.
that a
What's
common
our
enemy.
safe word? What's our safe word on this one?
In the socials, this is what I'm going to bring it. let us know if you think Boone is a good coach.
Heart react for yes.
Yeah.
No heart react. Tell me in your words.
Yeah.
Tell me in your words.
And try and think about it unemotionally and have some points to argue.
Nah, fuck that. Think about it emotionally, man. If a movie evokes emotion, it's a fucking good movie. And I'm emotional as shit because I think this movie is a good movie. And pause.
I like it.
Here is the emotions I went through.
Go.
Sad, angry, fucking... Man, I cried twice in this movie.
I got goosebumps
Happy-
with the, what is it, the left side, strong side.
side.
Yes,
Left
I
side,
goosebump
strong
every
side.
time for that.
I love that
I don't
shit.
care who knows it. Goosebumps straight
The
away.
best speech of the movie
So
is
cheesy.
Will Patton's, "We will blitz every play."
Yeah.
I love
they
that
will
stuff.
remember the night.
Yeah.
They played the Titans.
Yeah.
I wish he said they'll remember the Titans.
And I love
just
how
so you
the-
got the title of the movie.
The
Yeah.
team
It's
meeting
okay.
really brings the team together. I felt joy.
Yeah.
And then they start dancing.
Oh, they
I
start
felt,
singing.
Yeah, man.
Fucking
Every
stop singing.
emotion
How
I had came out in this movie. And if that a movie does that to me, fucking yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want. I want to feel the movie. I want to be pumped.
Oh, I like
I
that.
want to go outside and fucking
I have nothing
shirt
against.
from my daughter,
Yeah.
like, bang! What's up? We are the Titans.
You got blitzed.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah.
There was just some problems.
Yeah. There was... I really got no idea where to go from there.
I told you I was preparing an essay.
It was great.
And I told you I was going to disagree.
Yeah, no, that was...
We're all on the same page.
Honestly, yeah. Is everyone cool?
Yeah,
Are we
we're-
cool?
yeah,
You guys okay? Want to hug it
We're
out?
we're
No,
fine.
we're
Oh,
fine.
sweet.
He looks sweaty.
What?
It smells
You
sweaty.
look sweaty.
I don't look sweaty.
Oh, yeah, you kind of do.
That's why my nickname's Sweaty.
On the rewatch, some of the things I noticed, I did notice the things you're talking about that were a little bit jarring. Denzel being such a ball buster, I had forgotten, and some of it did seem highly inappropriate to me. Even the things that weren't great leadership, I was honestly, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but I was like, let him have a drink of water.
Yeah. It's the water thing you're
Honestly,
hung
I
up
was
on.
just like, this is before Gatorade,
Yeah.
but whatever. I'd forgotten how front and
So
center.
your favourite football movie is The Waterboy.
Maybe that's what it is. I was Inception. You wanted some high quality H2O. I'd forgotten how front and center the soundtrack and how pivotal to the vibe of the whole movie the soundtrack.
Every
was.
locker room scene, man, fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, but not
Yeah, it
just the
was good.
singing, the actual soundtrack, like the music.
Other than the weird locker room scene,
Where he
when
kissed him?
Sunshine kisses him on the lips.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sunshine's just a weird dude and trying
Yeah,
to
he
fuck
is.
with his head.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
did.
Definitely. He did. Yeah.
Like
It's
that.
weird.
Worked. Julius
Yeah.
looks at him and goes, "He kissed you?"
Yeah.
And it just,
Yeah.
that's it.
That was awkward as shit.
It
Yeah.
was,
It was a
yeah.
little bit unnecessary.
But
It
it's
was.
calling
It
him,
didn't- it
it's
was-
calling him a fruitcake and stuff. So
Yeah.
he's just like, "Oh, okay, I'll get in
Yeah,
your head."
Just give him a nut shot.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good soundtrack. Credence and
Yeah, it was. It was
Marvin
cool.
Gaye,
Yeah.
all that.
The actual
Sly and the Family
score,
Stone.
the score was quite good as
The
well.
score is actually relatively iconic.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a little bit on that
Oh,
in
please.
the tidbits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get there.
Okay. We'll wait.
And I thought, like, in terms of casting, like the cast was really, really good. A couple of extras looked 40.
Yes.
They were the semi-pro guys, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You could tell they had CTE. They were wandering around. They looked very old. And I thought that, so casting-wise, I found everyone pretty believable.
Really
And like
good.
we said,
Great cast.
They got onto it pretty early, got onto that wave pretty early. The only one I think suffered in comparison was Denzel's daughter. Didn't come across as a great actress because she was in scenes with Hayden
Panettiere.
Panettiere.
Yeah, I think it's Panettiere. I could be
Panettiere.
wrong. I'm
She
happy
was
with-
terrible, but I do like this
She
line.
was.
I ain't playing. I'm accessorizing. I love that.
That was a
shit.
good line.
But
Yeah,
because
she wasn't good.
because Hayden
Panettiere.
is so good.
She's so overpowering. She had all the lines. This
Yeah.
girl comes in. It's like, oh, that's the opposite,
Yeah.
and that's all she was there for.
Yeah, but
She really was phenomenal.
She was a
Hayden
great little
Panettiere,
actress.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
really, really good. She played a pivotal role in the movie.
Mm.
Yeah, made me want to save the cheerleader. Carry on. It's from
Oh,
Heroes.
that was a Heroes reference.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
with you
right.
there.
really big for a while.
Yeah,
Not anymore, but judging by the crickets.
No, fuck it. I think I might have
Well, I don't
watched
think
2
anyone.
episodes.
I don't think anyone references it very often.
Heroes. Ooh, save the cheerleader.
Any other general thoughts of discussion before I move through cast direction, etc.?
I've got some problems with the film. I'm joking.
It's usually my job.
I've had a Red Bull and a lot of pre-workout.
I could tell.
So jacked up.
Good tell.
So I'm going to save Duff's heart from exploding, and we'll just cruise through some of the main players in the movie, shall we?
Yeah.
Cool. So director Boaz Yokin, I don't have a hell of a lot of him.
Has he done anything else?
He's got an average Metacritic score of 53, and his highest score was 81 for Fresh.
I've not seen it.
Oh, man, Fresh is fucking gritty as shit.
Yeah.
Wow, he's gone from Fresh to Remember the Time.
In short order, too. So he's a writer and director of both of the...
What was Fresh? What's
Fresh?
that?
Is a hip-hop movie from the early 90s.
Okay. No,
it's actually it's held up pretty well, too.
Yeah.
Hasn't directed a hell of a lot, but he actually wrote Now You See Me.
Okay.
Oh, that's good writing.
Yeah.
Well done.
And Prince of Persia. So a couple of...
I remember looking this up last night after I watched the film. There was one film that I was hoping you were mentioned. Are you done?
Yeah, what do you got?
Duff knows how much I fucking love this movie. It's my favourite dog movie. It's called Max. And it's about... Man. Yeah, you remember this?
Yeah.
And fuck, it's emotional. I get so worked up watching it.
We watched that at my house,
we did, yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's like a kid. It's basically a kid's movie. It's about a dog, a service dog, like a Marine service dog that goes to Afghanistan.
An ex-Marine.
Yeah, right? And
Ex-Army Ranger Marine.
The dog's master is killed at war, and the dog comes back, and the dog's really troubled.
It's not...
And a young boy who's the brother of the master is the only one that can control the dog, or the dog doesn't want to kill him. So they have like this bond, and then there's like the local, the drug runners are in the town that they live in, and the boy and his friends and the dog kind of take on the local drug runners. It's like an adventure movie for like 12-year-old kids to watch. And
drug runners.
They're like pretty cheesy, like
it's just weird.
Kid-friendly drug runners. I think they're just carrying like duffel bags or whatever. But fuck, it's so good.
Have you seen? Sound very dark. You sure Old Yeller's not your favorite?
Because it's adventure.
My favorite bit's the one where the boy shoots his own dog. It's a real statement on the human
if you like
condition.
dog movies, which I am obsessed with them, watch Max.
Okay.
There's a Max 2 as well. Not good. Just watch Max.
As always.
Have you seen Dog with Channing Tatum?
I have.
I watched it the other day.
Similar concept.
Thoughts on that? It's exact similar.
Yeah.
I go, I've seen this movie, Max.
I found Dog very boring though, whereas Max was a heap of fun.
I found Ethan Suplee was in it, so I'll never say that about Ethan Suplee.
He was jacked Ethan Suplee. Yeah. That's the one I sent you guys the photo of when I was watching it.
Yeah, that's right.
Jacked Ethan Suplee.
Yes, I guess. Yeah.
Anyway. Little segue there
so
into
put it on
movies.
the list. Whoever's
Can we
making
do top 5 dog movies one day?
I'm fucking all in.
Yeah. I'm going to choose a dog movie next. So we can do that.
The problem with dog movies is the dog always fucking dies in situations.
Nah.
Canine, Turner and Hooch.
Okay.
No thanks.
Yeah. No,
They're sad
you know
dog
what you do?
movies.
Yeah. One of my favourite dog movies, The Meg.
Yeah.
Dog lives.
Do you know, I have a habit of self-editing those movies and turning it off just before the dog dies and pretending everyone lived happily ever
That's
after.
great.
Yeah.
That's
What a
really good
fucking
advice.
Good
You
story.
should start
Halfway-
a website where it's got the minute mark where the dog passes in each dog movie.
Yeah.
And then you can just be like, watch up until an hour and 10 minutes and 12 seconds.
John
and then
Wick.
turn it off.
John Wick is really bullshit.
Watch up until 48 seconds.
It's like Marley and Me was like watching Rogue One. You know everyone's going to die, but you put yourself through that torture.
Marley and Me is where I got the idea. I fucking turned that off.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
When I realised shit was getting real, I turned it off. And I was like, what a great romantic comedy with a dog.
Yeah, okay, it is. Until,
Yeah. Don't steal that idea, anyone. I want that
It's
idea.
a website. Film.com is the name of the website. The first one.
Cast.
You should call it 9 Lives. Oh, that's a cat. Carry on.
Oh,
Also a popular pet choice.
Denzel Washington, heard of him?
Nah.
Yeah. We've covered Denzel a few
Yeah,
times.
he's been
Manifire.
So I'm going to talk more specifically about the backstory of Denzel in this particular movie, rather than his career in general, because we covered it a lot in Man on Fire. If you haven't listened to it, have a fucking word with yourself.
Yeah, 15 or 16, I think that was.
Somewhere around there, yeah. One of the back catalogue classics that we've got there, so look it up on all platforms now. Like and subscribe. He has an average Metacritic of 63, and with the amount of movies he's done, which I don't have in front of me, but we did it before, it's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
That's really good. He's batting pretty well.
Yeah.
So he liked the script, apparently, that was presented to him, but he was a little bit reluctant to take it on because he was coming off the hurricane. For which he won the Academy Award.
No, he won the Academy Award for Training Day.
He missed for...
Everyone thinks he got robbed during the hurricane.
Oh.
It's just before the Oscars. It was like
he was
thing
nominated,
came out
right?
that it was like, this story's barely true.
Well, didn't the actual guy come out?
He was a real jerk.
Yeah,
he turned out to be a real prick.
yeah.
So, that was a...
Did he get
Denzel-
nominated?
Yes,
He definitely got nominated.
I thought I was having a whole man.
So then they gave
He was
it to him
favourite
for
to win.
Training Day.
Yeah.
Big time favourite to win. Didn't win.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So I was completely wrong.
That's
Then
fine.
Training Day.
You're allowed to be wrong.
There you
Once,
Yeah, no, it happens a bit.
once a pod.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I need,
Yeah, that's it.
Let's stop now. He didn't really want to do another sports movie, basically straight off the back of the Hurricane. But
especially also like a racially driven sports movie, which the Hurricane was as well.
Yeah. So he was sort of delving into those waters again.
Yep.
But his wife read the script and loved it and convinced him to do it.
Cool.
Perfect.
I'm glad she did.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
What, you guys say sayings all the time?
That's not a good one.
How's it bad though?
It rhymes. One of the things that I came up with in research, this whole
Sorry, you go. Sorry.
This whole movie was cast in 7 weeks.
7 weeks,
which is remarkably fast to put together a cast.
Is it? I have no idea.
It really is.
Okay.
Yeah. To think about, you got to do the casting call. You got to get.
Oh, is that fast?
Yeah, you got to get a whole list of people. You got to narrow it down. You got to audition. You got to do the whole.
I've been to a casting call once, and it was just one guy in an office with a black leather chair.
Yeah, and he ushered so he take your clothes off.
Bend over at the waist, and I was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" I thought I was going in. But anyway, that's just my experience with casting calls.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
But a big part of the reason that so many people were so keen to get involved was because Denzel was attached to it early. And they wanted to work with
aspiring
Denzel.
actor, Denzel's in it. Okay, man.
Yeah.
Here's the script. I don't need that.
He's coming off being robbed for an Oscar, apparently, so they thought they were in. But on set, he was pretty hard on him. He was pretty similar to his character. He wasn't quite method.
Yeah, but kinda.
But he was enough.
He was stern.
He was so strictly professional that, he wouldn't hang out with them. They wanted photos taken. He's like, no, not until there's plenty of time for that shit when we're done.
Yeah.
And he stayed a little bit aloof from them.
Okay, I could say that.
I feel like you'd have to, right? Otherwise, if he gave up on day one and went let's do your photos and your autographs or whatever, then you just get swamped and it's a horrible shoot for him. And
they were fawning over him a little bit as well.
Yeah,
Gosling's nobody at that point.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Gosling wouldn't have been. No. He knew he was going to be God one day. Yeah, don't worry about that.
So even the bigger names now were just in awe of Denzel. Found him to be a little not rude as such, but a little bit aloof and a little bit just harder to deal with.
I can picture it.
Until the end.
Too, actually.
Knowing Denzel well, I can picture him. But
yeah. Say good day to him.
Through his film.
He kept all his promises afterwards, though. He afterwards he let them take pictures and he hung out and he sort of dropped the curtain a little bit.
Yeah, work's over, baby.
Yeah.
Work's over.
Yeah. The exception to the rule was the 10-year-old Hayden
Panettiere,
who was pretty playful with her.
Yeah, okay.
He liked to keep it light on set with her. So he sort of seems to
just
be
a kid, man,
a people person. Yeah.
Yep.
And I got some.
Bought us some dolls, did he?
Probably did as well.
So I've got some quotes coming through. Quite a few are from a oral history. You know how much I love an oral history.
You live for it.
There was a real good oral history on this one. And she said, Denzel loved to try and make me laugh when the camera was on me. There's a scene where he comes to our house to speak to Will Patton's character about him getting the head coaching job. And I say, we've got 11 offers and certainly no time for you. I was supposed to be very serious in that scene. And during my close-up, every time I opened the door, he would make funny faces at me and try to make me laugh. It became a game to see if I could keep a straight face or not. And to this day, I'm not sure that he ever let me get through a single take without doing that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
good egg.
Touching.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. He would have been relaxing her to make her better in the scene and more natural and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
He is a fucking pro.
He would have done the same thing with Dakota in... they're about the same age.
Yeah.
I think Dakota was 9 in that, and she looks like she'd be about 8 or 9 in this.
Yeah, she's 10. Yeah.
There you go.
So, that's Denzel, right?
Yeah.
We know who he is.
He's the ultimate.
Yeah. He's the guy he fixed race relations in this. He brokered peace at the Oscars most recently.
Yeah, true.
He did. Yeah, it was. What is it? When you're at your highest is when the devil comes for you.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Denzel's? He does a motivational speech for some college kids that are graduating.
Tell me more.
It's like a
graduation thing.
Yeah,
I have
maybe
seen
a 5 to 7 minute YouTube video of him doing a motivational speech just about life after college. It's incredible, man.
Making a note.
Yeah, go on YouTube and just search like Denzel college speech or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like a poorly recorded kind of thing, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I like the bit where he tells them water makes you weak.
He does mention that. He mentions that quite a few times in the speech. Yeah,
Cowards.
Yeah.
Water's for cowards.
Will Patton, average Metacritic score of 54. Good in this.
I think we covered him on Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you know who Will Patton plays in this movie?
Will Patton.
Plays Will Patton.
Yeah.
Will Patton as Coach Patton.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah.
He actually had a little bit of range and emotional range in this. Like with the speech that he did and all that. Most of the time in movies, he's just
He could have been saying that speech to Nicolas Cage stealing a car. Will Patton is Will Patton.
But he's very flat in those movies. Whereas this one, I feel like he kind of like got a bit of, get a bit of gusto or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he's hyping up high school kids, mate.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. I like him. He's a good actor.
He is good.
I love him.
Average critic.
We've discussed it before. He's literally in every film since 1987.
Perfect co-star.
So, speaking of perfect co-stars, Donald Faison.
I love Donald Faison. Love him.
Yeah. So, he obviously went on to...
For those that don't know...
Scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went on to bigger things through Scrubs after this, but he was one of these people that was on the up and up when he was in it.
Also, he was in Skyline, an incredible alien movie.
I actually like that.
Incredible.
Was it Frank Grillo in that as well?
No.
I think he is. Or is he in the second one?
I hope so. Yeah, I think it might be the second one.
Sorry.
Second one's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Carry on, Ben.
He seems like a pretty decent bloke too.
Yeah.
Just all round nice guy.
His podcast, the Scrubs podcast he does is great with Zach Braff.
Right.
Yeah, they do like episodes of Scrubs and they just talk about it.
Their own show.
It's called
it's a little meta.
Real Friends, Fake Doctors.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun if you like Scrubs.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it out. All I've got for him is a little fun fact that he went to the audition in a tank top to show off how jacked he was.
Oh, right.
Because he figured it would help him get the work, and it did because the director said, "Oh, you've been working out, huh?" And yeah, that's how he got the job. And he was really good in it. He had he was a bit of a prissy little bastard.
Wasn't a great character per se, but he was great.
Yeah. Last and definitely not least is Kenny's spirit animal, Ryan Gosling.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't mean to make that sound.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to make that sound.
No, I gotta edit that out. Yeah.
Nah, don't leave that
Just
in.
put a sound effect over it. Boing, boing, boing.
I'm all in on Gosling.
Oh god,
He's great, man.
he's pretty good.
For someone that looks like he does, and then he plays like these kind of stoic, kind of anti-heroes like we've discussed before with Drive and things like that.
Yeah,
like he's very good.
he wasn't particularly stoic in this. He was still his
No.
Mickey Mouse face.
Yeah, and he goes between. Like he's kind of charming and fun in some, and then he's like a bit darker in
What
others.
a good fucking teammate, though. You know what,
He
mate?
was.
You're better
You
than
go
me.
in.
You go out there.
Yeah,
Despite his dad being a real jerk.
His dad
about
was
it.
a piece of shit.
His dad was the worst.
I'm glad his dad just kind of disappeared.
He died of a heart attack.
Like he
Definitely did. He's been eating that Virginia corn.
Deep fried.
Yeah, deep fried corn.
You gonna eat your cornbread? You ain't touching my motherfucking cornbread.
Yeah, you're going to finish that.
Was that a life reference?
Life reference, baby. Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence says-
all about it.
I was there with you.
I wasn't. I've
Why are you
noticed.
so nasty? Because I'm a nasty motherfucker.
One life reference per podcast. We
Okay,
spoke
that
about
is a
this.
rule.
It
That
was
is
in the
a rule.
contract. Well, the director really had to fight hard for him because Jerry Bruckheimer, quote, didn't think he looked like a football player.
Oh.
Jerry was right. Let's be real.
He's pretty
He's safety,
skinny.
though. They're supposed to be fast and...
Yeah, he's like
Are they?
he's supposed to be
Agile?
athletic,
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, okay.
But I still, yeah.
But he
he's-
wasn't quick. He said, "Oh, he's too fast for me, coach."
Yeah, he's a little scrawnier. He didn't have a lot of confidence in himself,
No,
did he?
he didn't really. His dad was a piece of shit. That's why I don't think he comes home and his dad's like, "You know what, son? I believe in you.
Yeah.
You're the apple of my eye."
Yeah.
He's more like, "Get me another beer." The other thing is, from an athletic standpoint, when they're doing that first run at camp and they're in a group, it literally looks like the first time Ryan Gosling's ever jogged in his whole life.
Might have been.
He's like, "How do you do this?"
He's used to dancing on the
Yeah, he
stage.
goes, "But it's like walking but faster."
He's a theatre kid.
Yeah,
Well, let's
he's
make no
fucking got
mistakes.
theatre kid
Yeah,
written
yeah.
all over him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just some quick little titty bitties.
Oh yeah, I like
didn't
that.
sound
I like
right.
the tidbits.
Can I say that again?
Itty bitty titty.
Please do.
So just to fire through a few tidbits from the movie itself.
Go.
The theme song, as I alluded to before, the actual score, the theme song is called Titan Spirit.
Yeah.
This has become quite the song in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
It was played at Obama's inauguration.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's used in stadiums around the world. The Lakers used to play it for Kobe games.
Do they play the Titans or the ooh, ah, or yeah, ooh, ah, feels good?
No,
That one or the actual?
definitely
the actual,
don't do
We
that
are the Titans. Well, that's how they rock out.
They definitely didn't do that at the Kobe games.
Yeah.
Feels good. And for the last 17 years or so, it's been played for the closing 5 or so minutes of every Olympics.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They play the
I wonder who
Titan
did
Spirit.
the score. They're getting some money off that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I did have that.
They'd be living their life off that one song.
Yeah. So royalties galore.
Yeah.
Actually, I did read, I haven't written it down, but I did read that whoever wrote the score was quoted to have been watching the Obama inauguration, heard his song played, and he said, I better fucking be getting paid for this.
So it just kind of made its way into...
Yeah. So he got his agent straight on.
Okay.
As I said, the casting agent only took 7 weeks, which is super fast for a movie with this big of a cast, this deep of a cast. And the younger crew, they nailed it in terms of getting that younger crew together. They had a boot camp prior to it, which we can talk about on the mini-sode, where we dig in a little bit.
Yeah. Great idea.
One of the other tidbits is that one of the bonding things they did is they played poker pretty much every night in one of the people's trailer.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and
It's a bonding.
Yeah, and as a result, the ones you haven't heard of is because they're degenerate gamblers now. So you could go one or two ways there. Gamble responsibly. The original script was much more edgy. Howard said, and quote, when I wrote the original, it was R-rated. The N-word was flying, MFers, and everything else.
I want to see that.
Yeah. They said, no, you got to take all that shit out.
Disney said that?
Yeah.
That was at the time when Disney was really kiddie.
Bruckheimer said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, really, Jerry, those scenes aren't going to work. And Jerry said, it'll work. I said, no one's going to want to see the sanitized version. And guess what? It didn't matter a bit.
Yeah.
136 mil.
They did, yeah. And you wouldn't have done that if it was R-rated. You're not doing 136 mil.
No.
You're doing half that.
Nah,
if you like
you're not doing it.
Yeah.
The R-rated Mickey Mouse movies are, don't look them up. Our mate, Anthony Anderson, wanted to audition for the role of Julius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they said you were too old. So he auditioned for the role of Coach Hines, the sort of surly assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but he's probably too young for that.
Yeah, and he was too young.
Yeah.
So he's right in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
So he's not in the movie.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, what a tidbit.
The tidbits are getting progressively worse. I'm down to the last 2 weeks.
I wanted to be in the movie as well,
Yeah.
but I'm not in the movie.
You're not in the movie?
Tidbit.
I thought you were Ryan Gosling's body double. You got the same running style.
I'm a distance runner, you know that.
The actor who plays Rev is just now is an attorney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and apparently in court he's regularly getting stopped and saying, "Oh, you're the guy from Remember the Titans."
Yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah, he's like, "Order in the court, order in the court. The whole system's out of order," and all that stuff that's happening in courts. And the other thing is, there's a guy called Trevor Lawrence he was the number 1 pick in the 2021 NFL draft pick, and his nickname is Sunshine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
is he like a Kelly kid?
Yeah, he's got like long blonde hair,
yeah.
and the first day in the locker room he kissed a bloke.
Oh.
And that's pretty much it for my tidbits. Final thoughts.
You want to go, Duff?
Duff, give us your
Please, have the floor.
You go for it, man.
No, please.
Okay, cool. I'll go for it. I love this movie. I loved it when I first seen it. I loved it again. I was pretty happy when the people voted it in. I'm not really happy during this podcast, but I really enjoyed the movie. I love the Jules and Bertier friendship. I love the bonding. They all come together, then they're in the real world, and they separate, and then they come together, have that team meeting. Then they start the dance routine, which I'm all about. So for me, I'll make it quick. I'll make me happy. I gave this movie an 89.
89.
You got to remember, I loved this when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I still love it now. Like, rewatching it, I was like, perfect. This is
Yeah. You've always been a
for
fan.
me.
Yeah.
You've quoted a lot over the last couple of decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me, 89. Bang.
I thought it held up pretty well. I think it can be pretty trite and cheesy at times. There was a couple of bits where it's like, fuck. The cheesiest moment of the whole film is where Bertier points at the opposition coach.
That's so bad.
I was like, what?
This next hit's for you, friend. Yeah.
Nah, that was
I've said my bit.
bad editing choice,
so
but it's a Disney movie, right?
Yeah.
So it handles a pretty sensitive subject really well. Like, it's a pretty difficult subject, really, especially in the context of sports and then a romanticized version of history. It can't be too gritty and it has to still fit in the sports genre sort of thing. And it could have been way worse without some of the nuance in the script, even though there was some clunky bits in the script. But there was also, for all the picking apart that Ken did of it, and
I did
shitting of it.
I didn't do any of that.
There was some good nuance in there. There was some like the more quotable bits. There's some really well put bits.
Yeah. The inspirational speeches are great.
Yeah, the speeches are fantastic.
They're really good.
Yeah. And obviously cast, like it just with the performances of the main stars were fantastic. So I think that's the main reason that it's enduring. And that it's so beloved after all this time. Nostalgia, obviously, as Duff says, is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But it has also held up pretty well. Again, something that's of an era is set in the Western or the 70s or whatever. It doesn't date as badly because it doesn't. You don't have to worry about the tech being outdated. So it can hold up relatively well. As long as it's shot well and done well, it's still going to hold up relatively well.
Yeah,
so 22 years old now and still looks okay. And then there's obviously the huge part is catching such a group of actors on the come up. Like you really bottled the lightning there. They did really, really well. So I'm glad it made it through. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to give it a 73.
Nice.
That's great. That's a good score. I really liked it. I had a great time. I've seen it fucking 5 times before. I love sports movies. And I particularly like kind of an underdog sports movie, which this kind of is.
Oh, massive.
Yeah. Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't love the underdog story?
That's why I go for free.
It is like a feel-good Disney football movie.
Yeah.
So you got to, like, that kind of takes me out of it a little bit. I'm not necessarily like a feel-good movie fan. I would much rather what you just spoke about before, the R-rated version. Like, fucking give me that.
More MFers, yeah.
Just give me, like,
He wants more N-words.
Give me the more adult version. Give me the New Line Cinema version and not the Disney version.
Okay.
And then this would be one of my most watched movies of all time. It's like same story and everything, but I want the gritty fucking New Line version.
You want cussing?
I want cussing. I want violence.
More explicit racism.
Yeah. There's some things in there that I think could have been done a lot better. I thought, like, obviously I touched on the Coach Boone stuff. I won't go down that again, but
please don't.
I don't know whether it's bad writing or whether it's like on purpose and I've missed something, or I don't know, but it stuck out and it bothered me. It always has with this movie. In saying that, I do watch it. I watched it 5 times, so it doesn't ruin the experience. It was light when it kind of needed to be light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it came to the more serious issues, it was serious enough, but it was still simple. It was like simply serious.
Yeah.
So that's another reason you touched on it, how it aged pretty well, considering like the themes are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Like integration and on that period of time and all that sort of stuff. But because it's so simple about how it does it, like it's never going to really offend or age badly.
Yeah, it's broad enough strokes.
Yeah, it really is. So it was moving at times as well.
Oh yeah,
really moving.
Twice.
I like to be moved. I was fully invested in the Titans winning, and that's to me what makes a great sports movie.
Yeah.
If I'm moved by it and I'm invested in the team, and I'm thinking about them like a football team that I want to win, great fucking sports movie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to redeem it. I'm going to give it a score of 68.
Ooh.
And anyone that disagrees with me, I will forcefully kiss them on the lips in a locker room.
What's the punishment, though?
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
That was fun.
And thanks again for voting for that one. I really enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it.
Glad it made it through.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of movies there I would have been happy with, and this was one of them.
Yep.
Anytime I get to watch this movie is great.
Yep.
I've watched it a lot.
Yep. So thanks to the people that voted for this. Thanks to anyone and everyone that got involved with that. It was fucking cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so many people kind of, so many conversations with people via text and things as
Friends
well.
being made. Like bonds being formed. A little bit like the movie itself.
Very cool stuff.
There you go, yeah.
Stick with us for the minisode. I believe will be out next week.
Minisodes are the thing now, yeah. So it's a bite-sized version of this, essentially, but with slightly tangential topics.
Yeah,
related.
we're going to go through our
Tangential.
We're going to go through our.
Yeah, that means it's gentle.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know what it means.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do we do? We're going to go through our top 5 sports movies in the minisode.
Top 5
football
gridiron.
Sorry.
Gridiron.
PJ, I
Called
know you like to
gridiron.
call it
I think you'll find.
Top 5 gridiron movies, and then a bit of backstory on how much of this movie is actually real, like it's based on a true story, how loosely or tightly is it based on a real story.
Ken's going to shit on it again.
No, that's not the case. I haven't shat on anything other than Coach Boone lacking some wisdom and leadership skills. All right, thanks for listening, and this has been another episode of The Redeemables.
Thank you.
Goddamn, what a rush.
Bye.